Oof. Let's see what the peeps doing out there. What's going down? FAMBAM. What's up? The Vic Show. Gang, what's up? What up, Bacon Kill My Llama? Every time that it makes me laugh, bro. Shout out to everybody who just joined up in here. What's going down? You should react to new tune. I heard it. Honestly, bro, I know. Let's just talk about it, bro. Let's talk about it, because I know y'all are gonna start asking me, and y'all gonna be like, "What are your opinion on the Cloud9 Trev situation and Cloud9 and No Life Shack?" And then obviously the big, elephant in the room, the Mercules, No Life Shack, Adam Calhoun situation. Um, let's just talk about it, okay? Let's just talk about it. Do I disagree with No Life Shack not reacting to certain artists now? No, not by a long shot, because knowing how hard it is to stay relevant in the algorithm, um, if you're not constantly switch things up and staying trendy, you're gonna fall behind. You're not gonna have the growth that you've been used to seeing. And No Life Shack sees crazy numbers, and with his goals, he's got to do some things to do that. What up, Chubb? Appreciate you. So I don't disagree with that aspect of the situation, right? The part that I disagree with No Life Shack is just the part where he would tell people like, I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna do that, and then doesn't do it. Like, to me, that's the only fault that I think that No Life Shack has. No Life Shack's only fault is making promises that he was never gonna uphold, right? Or making comments that he was never gonna uphold, because some people hold your word as like law. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you say you're gonna do something, like, people expect that shit. And part of that is their own doing. You know what I'm saying? Don't expect something from somebody when you don't. You know what I'm saying? Don't create an expectation for people when you don't really know them. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I always when people tell me they're gonna do some shit, I always assume that they're not. I always just assume the worst. You dig what I'm saying? And because it didn't put me in a weird situation with that person or that individual, right? Because if I never had the expectation of you actually doing this shit in the first place, it doesn't make me feel any kind of way when you don't do it, right? So that's my thing with that, right? So that's the only fault that I think that No Life Shack has, is that he said things that he wasn't gonna actually do, and people take that to heart. So I think that's where he faulted. Granted, especially since he's so big, and people really look up to No Life Shack. So when he does speak, people hear it. People are taking that to home. They're taking that to heart. You dig what I'm saying? So I think that's where he could have just been like, when he could just be like, I'm not in that. You know what I'm saying? Just tell him, keep it up. Like, hey man, like, your videos don't give me views. You know what I'm saying? Like, in this situation, in my predicament, like, I can't be, reacting to shit that's not getting me the views that I need to see. So that's where I don't. That's why I can't be mad at No Life Shack, and why I can be like, oh, he did mess up. But that's the only thing that I see that he did wrong. Adam Calhoun, I don't think he really did anything wrong. I think he was just wondering. He was curious too. You know what I'm saying? So him tagging No Life Shack was, really just letting it come from the horse's mouth. You dig what I'm saying? It was more of a way to let the person who they are asking the question about answer the question, so that he wasn't just saying what he assumed, right? Because if Adam said something, then all he'd be doing is just saying what he assumed, right? Because he don't really know. So I don't think that I was stirring up the pot so much as letting the answer for that particular question be directed and answered by the person that it was about, right? Or intended for, really. Mercules, I don't think that he's necessarily wrong in his situation either, or right. Like, I think this is the problem with this situation, and why I think it's going to get blown up out of proportion, because of all the key players, all the players that are involved. But the reality is that everybody's kind of right and wrong at the same time. So it's like null and void, right? Like, everyone has a valid point of view from where they're coming from, right? If you put yourself in everybody's situation, in shoes, you see exactly where they're coming from and why they feel the way that they do. But at the same time, you know, you can sit there from the outside looking in and be like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? You could have did that a little bit better. You could have did that a little bit better. You could have did that a little bit better, right? And you can literally point at everybody and just be like, oh, you know, this, that, and, you know, and have something to say. And then Cloud9, yeah, I heard his little shot at No Life Shack. My only thing with Cloud9, and I'd be telling him to his face, you know, like I talk to Cloud9. I'm not like I'm not the type. I'm not the one that shuns him off. There's a lot of YouTubers and people who just don't fuck with Cloud9 altogether. I'm not one of them. Like Cloud9 is cool dude. You know, I kind of know him outside of the music and YouTube shit. So he's not a bad individual. I think that he makes bad choices when it comes to YouTube, but they're with good intention, if that makes sense. Like, he doesn't do what we all want him to do, but the intention that in which he makes his decisions to do certain things, they come from a really genuine place. He just doesn't go about it all like right all the time. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't make him a bad person and shit. I do think that this was an opportunity for him to gain some traction and, you know, get some views, because he's had me and him have actually had conversations about this particular situation that he brought up with No Life Shack and his diss to No Life Shack. We've talked about that stuff, and I've even told him, like, bro, like you can't be getting all salty face over shit like that. And he didn't, like, he didn't have anything to say, because this was months ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit happened so long ago. And then for this whole situation to arise with Mercules, Adam Calhoun, and No Life Shack, I definitely think this was an opportunity that Cloud9 saw as a way to get some views. And then Trev, I think Trev was waiting on an opportunity to fucking diss Cloud9. They haven't really, like, you got to understand, a lot of us do know who each other is. Like, a lot of us could, like, communicate. A lot of us are, you know, behind the scenes having conversations. And Cloud9 and Trev have had conversations fucking ample times for a long time. Just like I have had conversations with Cloud9 for a long time, Trev for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of us do communicate outside of YouTube. So knowing their situation and knowing that Cloud9 and Trev haven't really meshed in any way since the beginning, I definitely think that this was an opportunity for Trev to just fire some shots, because he's been waiting on it. That, like, Trev feeds off that. He likes that shit. Like, he likes being able to put his lyrical ability to the test against other rappers. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really does feed off that shit. He feeds off of it. Like, he's not a battle rapper, but he likes that. Like, he feeds off that energy and, you know what I'm saying, that vibe that battle rap can bring. And even just like beefs will bring. You dig what I'm saying? But aside from that, like, I don't really have a big opinion, because I don't feel like any of this shit should be blown up to the point that it is. I feel like everybody has a little bit of, you know, something that you could be like, oh yeah, I don't vibe with that. Everybody's got something that you can sit there and be like, I get it, I understand, and I completely understand why they say and feel the way that they are or that they do. Hold on 1 second. But yeah, I just feel like it was one of those situations where everybody can be kind of at fault and everybody can also be in the right. Everybody. It don't matter from the bottom, from the smallest of the YouTubers that's involved in this or trying to be involved, to the top, to the biggest ones that are involved. Like, it really doesn't matter. Like, they all have something valid and, you know, invalid, I feel like, in everybody's situation. Like, I feel like, yeah, I just feel like everybody did something that kind of like stirred up the pot, but it wasn't in a way that they were trying to be, you know, malicious or anything. Like, everybody's just got their own opinion and their own information and their own point of view. And you got to understand, when you're dealing with No Life Shack, you're dealing with Adam Calhoun, you're dealing with Mercules, And even if you want to go down to Cloud9 and Trev, these are 5 individuals that all have super strong opinions. Every one of those individuals I just named, I talked to every one of them actually, except for Mercules. But I, followed him, and I followed him long enough to know that he says and does what the fuck he wants. So, and then I haven't really spoken to No Life Shaq actually either. But I, again, follow him long enough to know this about him too. But everybody that I named has really strong opinions, bro. All of them are their own man, if that makes sense. Every one of them is the man of their situation, right? Like, Cloud9 don't have any kids or any, you know what I'm saying, family he has to take care of, but he takes care of himself. So he's the man of his own situation. He thrives, he does his business. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you now, like, Cloud9 is not a struggling nigga out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, he may not be big on here, but Cloud9 is all right. Like, he's a hustler. Like, that motherfucker, he will get up and go to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, he'll make money. He will invest in himself. Like, I will give that to Cloud9. You know what I'm saying? So he is his own man. He does his thing. He handles his business. Trev, the same thing. He's got a girl, and I think she even has a kid, I believe. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But I know for sure that him and his girl are doing really good. Both of them are artists and rapping and doing their thing, and they're investing in themselves. And, they got their own shit going on and handling their business, right? And then when you get into the bigger people, when you talk about No Life Shaq, he got kids and, you know what I'm saying, handling his shit with his wife and everything else. Fucking Adam Calhoun, same situation. He got kids. He don't necessarily have a wife, but you know what I'm saying? He still, handles his situations no matter what relationships you're talking about. And when you talk about Merk, you know what I'm saying? Again, I ain't spoken to Merk. I don't know a whole lot about his personal life, but at the end of the day, I do know enough about that man to know that he handles business. He takes care of his team, everything else. Like, he wouldn't be able to move and operate in the capacity that he's able to move and operate in if he wasn't taking care of the people around him to help him thrive and do what he does best. So at the end of the day, bro, I don't care. I'm gonna just put it like that. I don't care, because none of this shit, this is some shit that needs to blow over. Like, that's why, like, I was thinking about it. I was like, man, should I do a reaction to this? And because I was getting ready to do reactions before I got on live, but my camera batteries were dead. And I was like, dang, well, I guess I got to do reactions after those were charged. So I was like, let me be productive. Get on live. I'll holler at my people. And I was like, this is a perfect opportunity to just talk about it, because I know people are going to ask me about it. And then on top of that, I really didn't want to do a reaction to this shit because I don't really care enough. Like, y'all know, like, I'm here for the views, I'm a YouTuber. I gotta think about the views, right? But at the end of the day, sometimes it just feels weird capitalizing on people's issues, bro. Like, I get it. Controversy sells, sex sells, all these things that we love sell, right? But at the end, I just feel like this was something that literally with just this simple conversation, we could have all that shit could be cleared up. You know what I'm saying? All it literally would take is for No Life Shaq to explain his point of view, and from an unbiased situation. Like, fuck all the dissing, and fuck all the name calling and shit that's been happening already, and people going in trying to really get under people's skin. Let's really just say, like, if we sat down as grown ass men, had a conversation, No Life Shaq said exactly what he's trying to do, why he does what he does, and he motherfucking why he, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? We would all get it. If Mercules had the floor and was able to explain his piece and say what he had to say, we would all understand it from his point of view. If Adam Calhoun, same thing. Fucking, you know what I'm saying? Even down to Trev and Cloud9, bro. You can literally, all these motherfuckers have a point to make that's valid. You can't discredit one, or you know what I'm saying, without discrediting the other. But at the end of the day, it's like, if we was all right and all wrong in a fashion or in a certain way, like, why? Let's have a real conversation. Let me go ahead and speak my piece to you. You motherfuckers speak your piece to me. And then from there, we can either come to terms and agree and have a real dope understanding, or we come to the understanding of agreeing to disagree. Hey, bro, I still don't really understand what you know what I'm saying? But I respect you for at least having this conversation with me, and at least us trying to work this shit out as men. You dig what I'm saying? Like, that shit is what doesn't make sense to me, because that situation definitely could have just been that was a conversation to fix, bro. One conversation, even two conversations. I say 2 conversations. You had a conversation between No Life Shaq, Adam Calhoun, No Life Shaq, and fucking Mercules. That shit squashed. And like I said, in the Cloud9 shit, I don't feel Like, that's my dog. And he knows, I'll tell him to his face. Like, to me, this was definitely a situation that I think he saw the opportunity and he took his shots. You know what I'm saying? And then Trev saw his opportunity and he took his shots. Period. It was nothing complicated. When you make this shit overly complicated, like, it just doesn't make sense. I don't understand when people make shit overly complicated. Yeah, my bad. Had to send that back. Shaq is two-faced. Apologize if I'm not doing blah blah blah. Honestly, and bro, it doesn't matter. See, that's that mentality, Craig. That's that shit that I'm talking about, bro. That's that exact shit that I'm talking about. That's some shit like, one, you only feel some kind of way about it because Cloud9 is like, you know what I'm saying, your guy, and you really respect Cloud9, his grind. You've helped Cloud9 a lot, right? You're very much kind of like a part of Cloud9's situation. So you feel it a little bit differently. You dig what I'm saying? So, but if you take yourself out of this personalized position that you're seeing it from, and you start to understand the positions that all these different creators are in, it makes more sense. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to bash you, Craig, because I know you're a super smart individual. Like, we've had conversations off camera and, you know what I'm saying, behind the scenes too. Like, I know your intention is super, like, positive, and you know what I'm saying, you really about trying to help people and shit. But, you know, sometimes you have to put some of that personal stuff away. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of us know for sure 100% why Shaq did what he did. You dig what I'm saying? None of us do. But I can sit here and tell you from a YouTuber perspective, and that's where I'm coming from. Fuck a personal perspective. I'm talking to you from a YouTuber perspective. When you're talking about views, and you're talking about algorithm, and you're talking about being on the positive side of this algorithm, you have to, like, really, really remember, like, it's a game. It's a game. And sometimes you reach a certain point where certain players in the game don't make sense no more. Just be a buck. All right? I'm telling you this from a YouTuber perspective, because I am one that has been very much affected by not being in the favor of the algorithm, right? And a lot of that reasoning for me not being in the favored part of the algorithm and being kicked out and pushed away is because I still react to certain artists that I believe in and I want to see win, but other people don't. So when the views on those particular videos that I do for these artists don't do well, I don't feel any kind of way, but YouTube does. And when YouTube feels some kind of way, they push you out of the algorithm. They stop pushing your channel. They stop pushing your content. They stop trying to put ads on your shit because you're not someone that's in favor of them or in favor of them. Like, they don't care about you at that point. It's like, nope, you're not, you know what I'm saying? Like, so when you understand his position and where he is at in his channel, like, you have to understand, like, he is huge. What's up? Okay, you can go chill now. When you reach a certain level like he is, and you're growing at the rate that he is, you have to be super mindful of the content you are putting up. Because if even one video messes up and doesn't do the numbers that you need it to do, and that YouTube is used to your channel doing, best believe they're gonna kick at. All right, cool. We're moving on to the next. You dig what I'm saying? And that's the reality. So I understand everybody's gonna have their personal opinions. Everybody's got a favorite in this situation. And I'm my bad. I'll go back and read some comments. I just really wanted to get this shit out, bro. but and not like ramble on because I'm like reading something over here and like, oh yeah, that, you know, sparking other ideas and shit. I just wanted to like finish thoughts. But yeah, so when we really sit down and we get to let everybody explain their situation and we take into account the position that them and their channel is in currently, not a year ago, not 2 years ago. You have to look at currently. Currently, does this benefit my channel? And you guys know I talk a lot about that benefit in the channel shit because I'm constantly trying to figure out new ways to get myself back into the algorithm because I'm not in it. Are fucking organic as shit because it's you guys. It's the handful of, you know, 100, 200 people, you know, maybe a couple more. We'll say there's probably about 600 people solid that come in and out, that, you know what I'm saying, depending on what the video is or what they're doing when the video drops or whatever. But there's a consistent about 600 people that cipher what's the word I'm looking for? Switch easier. That switch in and out from watching and giving me my view, right? And the reason for that is because I'm not being pushed in the algorithm to gain new fan base or to gain new views that are from people that have never found me before. You know what I'm saying? I've only just started getting some like people like that again because of the cookout cipher. Shout out to Crip, Mama Crip, Papa Crip, everybody over there, everybody that was at that mug. Like, that is the reason why I'm in a position that I'm seeing new people and seeing new, you know what I'm saying, situations arise, because I had to go put myself in situations to be seen again and be in the favorite or on the favorite side of the algorithm, you know? So, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if everybody had an opportunity to express how they felt and how they felt they were done wrong, everybody would understand it. Everybody. And if everybody had the opportunity to everybody. And if everybody had the opportunity to explain what they felt like they did wrong in the situation, everybody would have a valid, you know, point then too. Like, everybody kind of did something that kind of stirred up the pot, even if it was in a non-malicious way. Everybody, you know, it's like even though like even like with him responding back to some of those fucking comments or little stories and stuff in the way that he did, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, those could be seen as malicious, but shit, he could have took it malicious as them, you know what I'm saying? Even commenting on him like that, you know what I'm saying? So you got to understand, like, everybody got a point. Everybody that got a strong opinion, bro. But anyways, let's get past that. We just talked for that shit like 23 minutes and shit. Enough of that shit. What are y'all up to? Like I said, I don't have no hard feelings. Shout out to everybody that's involved. You know, I'm cool with everybody. I don't have no motherfucking problems. Yeah, man. Yeah, Craig. You know, it is what it is, man. You know, a lot of it was because I refused to play the game. See, and that's where I fucked up. Let's be real. See, YouTube has always been the opportunity that it has presented itself to me. See, where I fucked up was I wanted to play the game my way. I wanted to play the game my way. But at a certain point, you don't get to choose the rules. You just either abide by the fucking rules and learn to make them work in your favor and exploit them, or you get lost in the rules and you don't, you know what I'm saying? And you sit there looking dumb. Like, that's what it is, bro. That's what it is. Like, I understand, and everybody who's ever met me in real life or seen me on YouTube, on the internet, majority of people will have that same consensus where it's like, man, you should have way more people involved with your movement and what you do and just championing and shit. And I agree. But at the end of the day, I can't be super upset with the fact, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't be mad that I'm in my position when I refused to play. I refused to sit there and just play the game, bro. But that's all it is. I refuse to play the game. I can't even motherfucking lie. Y'all know how reluctant I was to sit there and play the game of this YouTube shit. All the politics, bro. Y'all know I refuse to be playing niggas politics and shit. But at the end of the day, if I'm gonna take advantage of this shit and get to the point that I want to be and able to offer opportunities to people and shit like that, I gotta play the game to put myself in a motherfucking situation and position to do that. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. I refuse to be an NC. That's the thing, is I can still refuse to be anything but myself while still playing the game though. You dig what I'm saying? And you know, and I thought that just being myself would be enough. You know what I'm saying? But the powers that be, YouTube powers are way stronger than any powers that I got. You know what I'm saying? YouTube powers are way stronger than any reach that I have or am capable of having without them trying to be on my team. You know what I'm saying? It's very unfortunate to say that, but I only have the reach that I have because of YouTube, let's be real. And if my reach is going to get bigger, I have to be YouTube's friend. Yeah, big facts. With 100 subs is the same mile we know and show love today. Right, you know what I mean? Again, that's not my, you know, that's just something like my thing is I'm gonna be me through this whole process. You know what I'm saying? That's it. I just knew I was always gonna be me. Like, honestly, like I know now, had I been willing to play the game, do the little silly bullshit antics, and you know, just play the game 100%. I would be just as big as some of these other YouTubers. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that, you know, these YouTubers are fake or none of that shit. Like I met Arctic Kicks, solid ass individual, bro. I got a new respect for Arctic Kicks after meeting him in real life. And with that being said, it's just like at the end of the day, I just want to fucking do me while still being me. And I see other people are able to do that. Like Arctic Kicks, I don't feel like now when I watch him, I don't feel like he's not having a good time. And I don't feel like he's showing you somebody that he's not, because I've actually met him in real life. And I can sit here and vouch that he's that same person. The only difference is he knows how to be himself while still playing the game of YouTube. You get what I'm saying? So that's what it is. It's figuring out a way to be myself, still being on YouTube, playing rules. I finally made an IG so you can see my J. Cole looking ass. All right, for sure, Roman. We too. And shout out to everybody who's in here too. I know a bunch of people come and go and all that shit, but shout out to everybody. Yeah, man. As I learn shit, I try to explain. So you are a player now? I'm the coach. That's funny. But yeah, it's just you gotta be willing to play the game. And YouTube don't always let you play the game your way. Shit, they don't ever let you play the game your way. You always gonna play it their way, no matter what. So you try to play it your way, they humble your ass. That's what they humble my ass, dog. It was like, oh, you thought you give you that nigga? Oh, we're gonna show you who that nigga is. And they humble my ass, bro. That's what it was. And that's why, like, I can sit here and look at that situation with no life and all them and understand exactly why everybody's, you know what I'm saying, feels so kind of, everybody wants to keep growing. When you're an artist, like artists understand the value of a reaction channel reacting to their music, especially someone in the position of a No Life Shaq. You dig? Merc, Cloud9, fucking Trev, fucking Calhoun. Everybody understands the role that a reaction channel can play and how beneficial it can be, right? So from an artist standpoint, everybody got a good point, right? Everybody's got a good point. But that's why I focus so much on No Life Shaq and the YouTube part of it, because everybody wants to fail to realize how he got to that position. You know what I'm saying? Shaq didn't get to that position by accident. People got to understand that shit. He got it because he's made very smart decisions when it came to switching up content or how he approached his content. Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So We Scheme is cool. Yeah, We Scheme is a good dude. You have the best verse in the Cook Outside. That's dope. I'm glad you feel that way. Shit, that boosts my confidence like a motherfucker because I wouldn't say that it was the best verse. I would say I had a very solid verse. I don't feel like my verse was weak or anything in that fashion, but there was definitely some verses on there that I personally was like, that shit gas. That's gas. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate that shit because that's a big confidence booster for real. Yeah, Koofy's shit was crazy. Koofy's, fucking Postcard, Luke, fucking Markham's, fucking, that was such a, it was, man, I was blessed to go after Markham's, but it was a curse to go after Markham's because that nigga just brings so much energy, bro. Like, fuck what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? Because he be writing hard anyway. So, like, you don't even worry about what he's saying because it's hard as fuck. But the energy that this nigga brings to the table is just like unmatched. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just brings some energy that you got to be ready for. Yeah, but what are y'all out there doing? You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we cleared up some shit. Hopefully I, made some of y'all feel a little less a type of way about, some of the individuals that are involved. Because I know some people are really big No Life Shack fans, rock with No Life Shack to the end. And then you got other people who rock with the artists, Merk, Calhoun, you know what I'm saying? Shit, even Cloud9 and Trev. So I get it. But I do hope that, at least hopefully I can kind of clear up some shit. I don't really know what the other reactors are kind of saying, but hopefully I could have cleared it up enough to make people not feel some kind of way, and this shit just kind of goes away, honestly, because it's not that big of a deal. Like, this is not some, like, for real beef-worthy shit. This shit is miscommunication, bro. This is miscommunication at its finest. Like, literally. It's all it is. Like, No Life Shaq gets excited. He says things. Like, you know what I'm saying? So what? He told somebody, oh, you gonna be on the channel, and then forgot to do it. You know how many motherfucking people hit this nigga up? I know my DMs are dumb. So I can only imagine how crazy his DMs be, bro. Yeah, King Blitz fucking killed it too. Holly was crazy. Yeah, Gatsby. Yeah, everybody was dope, bro. Yeah, I can't argue with any, like, all those verses was solid. Yeah. Sure. Legend, you have nothing to say about it. All or say about it. We all fan. Facts, yeah. Yeah. I'm chilling, renovating here. Our friends. Nice. That's what's up. What up, Joe? Amanda, I'm still fucking clueless as to what you're talking about. I don't even want to know anymore. It sounds like some silly shit. Boys got to play nice in the sandbox, right? That's all it is. It's some shit that happened like last night, yesterday type shit. That's why you ain't really heard it, but people are already jumping on it and like eating that shit up. Niggas is bored. That's what it is. People is bored. That's what, like, this is like class A boredom to me. First class boredom. You dig what I'm saying? Motherfucker fly first class in that boredom section. You dig what I'm saying? That's all it is. All it is. Like, I don't have time for that shit. You just got done listening to Eppa Hook? Hell yeah. I'm about to play that shit right now. Fuck it. Fuck it. We're about to play Eppa Hook because niggas out here fucking around and shit. Ooh. What? There it goes. It should start. There it go. There it go. There. Oh. Ooh. Ooh.
smoking on some gas, trying to calm my nerve. Light it up, blow it down. This blunt is in her. My kids said they so it's go to work. You know I hit the lanes cause I gotta bust a swerve. They wishing I was home, but we eat out these returns. They make it way too easy since they serving us some turns. I see that shit is trash, just by the way it burns. So try and pay attention, there is something you can learn. Damn, kinda greedy, like a nigga didn't eat enough. Once I double back, you know I had to double up. I love counting paper, I can never count enough. But if you ever fumble, not a problem, I'll just pick it up. So if you got a problem, here's the hammer, I can fix it up. Cause when I got the hammer at your head, I bet you switch it up. Careful what you say, cause what you said, you can't switch it up. And even if you get it right, you'll probably take one to the gut. Yes, I always knew you was a fuck nigga. That's why I had protection when I fucked with you. Always had a plan and you was never in the picture. Only kept you close in case I had to have you touch, nigga. But back to the money since I'm trying to get a lot of it. My bag gonna look like I walk a hippopotamus. Oh, you think it's impossible? It's okay. I'm an optimist. A thriving cold nights. It's safe to say we're polar opposites. You want to cop a Benz while I'm trying to buy a rocket ship. Could've worked for NASA way I navigate the stars, did. Red carpets out the spice when I see the Ford. Started in the gutter, now I'm out here turning corporate. I be feeding off the times when I couldn't afford shit. Now I'm making deals where I'm putting money towards it. Once I taste the money, I said, oh, I need more of it. If you want to eat with me, you better put your order in. Ho! Fuck a hook. Fuck a hook, nigga. I don't need no fucking hook. What the fuck's a hook, nigga? For real though. I don't need no fucking hook. Just keep it going. Why they can trap, but they bitch. Fuck a hook. That's the hook. Fuck. I don't need a hook, not a nigga out here fishing, but I keep it all for niggas that be trying to see you better watch your mouth. I don't care that you was sipping and I know your ex is broke, so you can't afford the cost of living. I'm sure you looking at me like, damn, this nigga spitting. He said he about to rap, but I thought he was just kidding. The way I put the words together shows my pins are fishing, and I know I got you hooked like a fish. I guess I'm fishing. I need some weed. I know I'm running out of it. I really like to smoke, so I have to have a lot of it. I'm always rolling wood, so you know it take a lot to fit. And if the weed is better, then I promise I ain't buying shit. Need the weed that's vocal, bro. I love it when it's loud as shit. And if I think it's good, then I need a couple pounds of it. Had this in the text and in the I sold half of it. Man, the plug looked at me like, fuck it, you can have it. You know I ran it back. That shit became a habit, man. Had to double back till I had enough to start my brain. Had a couple hiccups, but I never lost command. Just a little taste of what it took to be a grown man. And even as a child, I was always in the business, man. That's why my mother always said I'd probably be a businessman. So when I see a problem, I just handle fucking business, man. I got so many bars, I put this beat up in a prison, man. Huh. Damn. Fuck a hook, nigga. Fuck a hook. Fuck a hook. I don't need no fucking hook. Hey. Fuck a hook. Where that blunt at?
Yeah, Kurt's new puppy. Yeah, his little cane corso he just got. Yeah, he's fire. Haven't seen you in my lives. You fan. Regular up there. What are you talking about, Amanda? I know you be going live all the time. Every time you send it to me, I'm always like in the middle of shit. I ain't really been active on Instagram as much as I was. So, what a trap! Hey, you do that reaction to that shit, bro. You do that reaction to that shit, bro. That sick guy shit. I need that sick guy reaction, bro. You do that reaction to F up. Oh, David. Okay, I was like, right. I couldn't even argue. Yeah, we need to get Trap to react to that shit. You did? Yeah, gang. That's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. When you dropping that shit, bro? I'm excited. I want to see that shit. When you dropping that shit? When you dropping that shit? Bang. Yeah, when you dropping it, bro? When are you dropping it? When you dropping that shit, dog? I need to know when you dropping that shit, so I can go watch that shit right there. Yeah. I need to know. Tomorrow, so gang shit. Gang shit, no lame shit. I need to go make sure y'all run that up. Big facts. Run it up. Yeah, I'm excited. I need to go run that up. He'll be doing that shit. Oh, and Sherelle's in it? Gang. Yeah, writing that shit up for sure. Yeah, that's dope. That's exciting. Cause Trapper Sherelle got to see like me come from start from nothing. Me fucking rapping like a motherfucking toddler and shit. I was rapping like motherfucking simpleton and shit. Like, it was terrible. It was terrible. I can't even lie. My first couple songs was trash. They was all right to me because I didn't believe that I could do better. But when the niggas started doing better, it was like, oh, yeah, that's trash. Fuck that. We can't be doing that no more. That's garbage. Facts. I ain't gonna lie. What up, baby chick? I'm always believe who I can't. You dig what I'm saying? People just got to stick around and watch the growth. So people be falling off the bandwagon. What y'all out there doing, though, man? I'm gonna try to do some reactions when I get off here. And that's what I'm gonna do. Do a couple reactions. Drop some reactions on y'all. Cause I think I'm actually out of reactions. I think the only thing I have left saved up right now is a vlog that I haven't even decided if I'm gonna drop because it's just so fucking random. But I'll probably drop it. It's from the cryptic out of shit. You improved greatly. Yeah, big facts. Yeah, big facts. I can't even lie. Like when I hear the shit that I did before, and then hear the shit now, it's night and day. It's such a night and day difference, like for real. Impatiently waiting for the edibles we ordered to get here. I feel that shit. And all things started with some spoken poetry. I know. For sure. That was just the first thing I was super confident in to like since little verses put together that were just trash. I even reacted to one of them for y'all like when I first started. What's next for that guy? You have me at track. I guess you asking for everybody else. I was about to say we talked about this shit. We were just talking yesterday. But just doing more music. I got a few songs coming out. I got a song coming with Trev, Honey Koofy. I got like 3 or 4 of the songs that are just, some are partially recorded, some are starting it off. And then, yeah, some I just haven't even started recording, but they're written. So yeah, I got a bunch of stuff with that, with the music coming still. And then I'm gonna do more reactions. But I think we're gonna start phasing out of the music stuff still and doing like the music reactions and doing reactions to just other stuff. Like just other shit. Like we'll just do random stuff. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all saw me do the reactions to like the bodybuilding chicks and shit, and you know what I'm saying? Just random shit. I'm gonna start doing reactions to random shit, bro. We're just gonna have fun with it. We'll still do some music stuff, but it's just gonna be, I think it's gonna be more like the super popular shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, if I'm gonna do reactions, they gotta be worth it. So I'm gonna do the trendy shit that gets views. And then I'll do music. And then we're working on some other shit. Trying to figure out once my schedule frees back up. That's my biggest thing. Like, once next week my schedule is back to like me having some time to do shit. Oh yeah, we in there. be able to do some shit. Still trying to decide exactly what all of this shit's gonna be, but you saying it like it's a bad thing. No, I don't really care. No, I'm saying it as in I don't care what people are gonna have to say about it. That's how I'm saying it. Like, if I'm going to do reactions, I want, like, the reactions have to be worth it. Like, because at this point, like, I do reactions for the sake of you guys, and it's gotta be a two-way streak. It's gotta help my channel, not be hurting it. Oh yeah, no, I agree. And that's why we gonna do the trendy shit. I ain't gonna react. Like, at this point, the idea of winning off of helping no-name artists is not realistic. I'm sorry. It's dope. I support underground, and I will continue to listen and on my free time push shit, these individual independent artists and shit. But the reality is if you're not on a level where people are even looking for you as an artist, like, there's no reason that I need to be doing it, because I'm not at a level to help you. Let's just be real. I'm not in no position to be helping nobody when, if I do a reaction for you, you only get 100 views, 200 views. What the fuck does that do? That don't do shit for you. And it damn sure don't do shit for me. That shit actually is negative for me. When I got videos that aren't doing numbers and shit like that, that shit doesn't help me in the algorithm. It actually hurts me with the algorithm. So, again, back to the whole No Live Shack thing and why he does what he does, because he's got to think about the algorithm and what YouTube is going to push, not what y'all want all the time. And not for what artists want. Because sometimes not all money is good money. See, an artist might be hitting you up like, hey, bro, I'll pay you $250, $500. Do a reaction for me, bro. And to some people, they're going to look at that and be like, hell yeah, you know what I'm saying? Automatically make $250, $500 off of doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? 5 minutes, 10 minutes of work. Most people going to look at it and be like, hell yeah. But when you're in a position like No Live Shack, like, that nigga could do a video and he going to make 4 times that, 5 times that, 10 times that and shit off of a video if he does it right. You know what I'm saying? You got to remember, he's making a minimum of like $500 off of a fucking video. When he drops videos, he's making thousands of dollars. So it makes no sense for him to sit there and be taking this little $250, $500 from a motherfucker when he gonna make that shit off top. You know what I'm saying? You better be coming with some real bread. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the reality. Understand people's positions. That's the shit. And I'm really starting to get that shit. I'm not in no position to help nobody. I'm not even in a position to help myself all the time. So how the fuck am I gonna help somebody else? I gotta be selfish at this point, y'all. Just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be selfish just a little bit. That's just the reality. I don't got time to sit here and keep trying to help people when I'm still figuring out how to help myself. I'm no good to nobody when I can't help myself. You dig what I'm saying? I gotta be able to get my situation solid and doing what the fuck I need to be doing before I can even have the thought of helping somebody else. My channel's so fucking up and down. I'm so up and down, bro. It's not even funny. If y'all see my shit, it's not even funny. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm definitely hard into this shit. Like, it is what it is. Like, I've always been like this, but see, I got really tied up in this YouTube shit to a point where it was like I was letting it affect me emotionally because I was just failing to see the logic in this situation. You know what I'm saying? I was just looking at it from such a personal place, but at this point, yeah, I ain't helping nobody. Don't ask. I don't even care. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Hurricane Sally, because she went hard in my hometown. Damn. I'm glad you're all right, though, because you still, you know what I'm saying, you on the live and shit, kicking, chilling. What up, Adam? Whoa, prices have gone up. Well, when you're talking about a no life Shaq, I would hope he ain't talking, you know what I'm saying, trying to pay no, you can't be, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't approach no life Shaq talking, a couple $100 and shit to do a reaction. Like, it just doesn't make sense for him to take that money and do that. It doesn't. You know what I'm saying? It really doesn't, bro. See, some people just get so, some people get so hurt by that shit because it's like they worked hard to have that extra money to be able to do that, but they don't understand. They fail to see the shit from like other person's perspective. You know what I'm saying? And understand other people's positions and, you know what I'm saying, situations, bro. Like, that's why people be getting so hurt behind that shit. For real. But I learned a long time ago, like I turned down hella things, or people will, like certain people will ask me about pricing and stuff. Sometimes I'll just put my prices just so high that it's just like, it doesn't make sense for you to do it anyway. You know what I'm saying? And it's not because I'm trying to be an asshole. It's really, it's me being nice. It's a nice way of me saying no. You know what I'm saying? Or a roundabout way of me saying no. Let's just be real. It's a roundabout way of me saying no. But at this point, like now, I'm not even gonna do that. I'm just gonna tell people no. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just gonna tell people no. It's not all money is good money, bro. Facts. Not all money is good money in this industry. Sometimes you gotta tell people no when you get to certain levels, because you're gonna make more money off of the content that you're doing that's getting pushed and getting ads and everything else than what you would taking that fucking little bit of money and it not doing anything for your channel. Like, if you thrive off of it, like for instance, like Roaster Review, perfect example. Like, of one big part of why they have such a hard time growing too, I believe, is because of the helping of so many no-name artists, right? Like, there's so many artists that are there that have nothing going on and trying to get things started that sometimes it's not that interesting to stick around. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just the reality. And I know that because of my own shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know what dealing with the underground situation does. For real. Facts. For real. Facts. I don't care. Yeah, you disagree, Amanda. My whole channel, my entire channel for the last couple of years was based around artists that were coming up. And it worked when I was in a position that it made sense. When I was only getting a couple hundred views or maybe 1,000 views, and I only had, 10,000 subscribers, 2,000, like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Shit makes sense. Once you get to a certain point where I'm at now, almost 50,000 and shit, and now my views are even lower and shit, like that right there shows those fan bases aren't strong enough. They're not big enough. They're not. They're just not. They're not enough. The game of playing the rules and finding ways to stay relevant in the algorithm. And small no-name artists that are not getting views and not being looked up are not it. They're not going to help you because they are not getting enough views in the first place to be able to make that happen. And it's not a diss to anybody that's no name. Like, that's why I don't get mad that no big artist names. Like, I know Arctic Kicks personally, and I would not get upset. Like, I've even asked him how much it would cost to do a reaction, and he politely turned me down. Facts. That's real life shit. That's real life. That's not a game. That's not a joke. I could show you the fucking DMs. I've asked him even a couple of different times, and he's turned me down every time. But I understand why. I can't be mad about that shit. Am I still gonna try? Hell yeah, because I'm a coming up artist. So I'm gonna continue to hustle and grind and keep working and keep trying to catch people's attention. Like, see, I wasn't good enough. I'm not big enough and sought out enough for him to do a reaction to me. But I was, you know what I'm saying? I definitely caught his attention and was, put myself in a situation to be in his vlog. That's a start. You dig what I'm saying? I've been in the same room with him. I've got his personal number now. I could call him. You see what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Is like, I'm not like you. It's small artists are not gonna do it. I'm just telling you. There's a reason why even No Life Shaq got to a point where he started reacting to just nothing but Eminem shit, even old Eminem shit. He had to start hitting them bigger fucking audiences, them bigger, a wider range of people. And I get it. It's about what you want to do. At the end of the day, this whole situation is for me to be able to grow, take care of my family and everything else. I didn't do this shit for the last almost 3 years to be stagnant and in the same position and to keep being hard-headed. See, hard-headed got me here. I'm still here. I'm respected, but I'm nowhere in, I'm even in the same conversations as these people that, you know what I'm saying, are 10 times bigger than me, 4 times bigger than me, 5 times bigger than me. But I'm not in the position that any of them are financially. You know what I'm saying? YouTube-wise, none of that shit. So at a certain point, I have to put pride aside. See, all that respect shit and all that, I want people to respect me. Like, people will always respect me because I'm never going to be a sellout. I've always done my own thing. But I do need to understand that for me to continue to grow, to do my own thing even further, and to be able to put myself in a position to open up more opportunities to not only further myself, but to open up opportunities for other people, such as some of you guys on here. You never know. I have to get bigger. How do I get bigger when I'm so worried and caught up with a fucking thing that doesn't even exist? Do I like to be respected? 100%. Do we all want to be respected? 100%. But the reality is I can be respected and respect myself and still play the game. There's a difference. And that's why I respect people like Artie Kicks more, and even No Life Shaq more, and Tulip Mafia, because these people ain't switching up in their real life. They're not switching up anything, any of their belief systems or any way that they're moving, or, you know what I'm saying? They're just playing the game of YouTube so that they can continue to get bigger, so that they can go ahead and do more in their life and do more with their situations and the things that they've begun to build. That's the facts. Yeah, I mean, that's just the facts, bro. I don't have to sit here and keep proving to nobody that I am who I am. Like, me doing that is literally, I'm doing it for nobody. Like, it doesn't get me anywhere. I don't need to prove shit to anybody, bro. Like, if you get to the opportunity to meet me in real life and see what it is about me in real life, and, you'll be a really fortunate individual. You know what I'm saying? But aside from that shit, nigga, YouTube is a game. And until I start treating it like it's a game and playing by the fucking YouTube rules, I'm gonna be sitting here in the same position that I've been in for the last year. That's it. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but I have. I've been sitting on 40, I've been sitting between 40 and 50,000 for a year, literally. I've been sitting between 40 and 50,000 for almost a year. That's crazy. When you think of how much I grew in the first year, and then even how much I grew the second year, to think that this whole third year has been so stagnant that it like I wanted to fucking quit. It was because of my own pride, bro. Because of my own ego. That was it. That was it. It was just my own ego. Oh no, you're good, Amanda. I know you was. I read your comment saying you wasn't going off at me, but still. But that's the reality. I was letting my ego get into the way. That was it. Like, had I put my ego to the side and just played the game for what it was on the internet, like, I've always known the internet isn't real. Like, the internet's as real as somebody makes it. You know what I'm saying? And I've never been the one to let the internet be real to me. You know what I'm saying? But I've been a victim of letting the internet affect my mood and make me want, you know what I'm saying? And like make me think that I'm not, you know what I'm saying, good enough to do some shit. All because I was so hard-headed and so egotistic, bro. That's really what it is. Like I understand that shit. I can get it. I get it. I know it. all it is some simple switches and variations to my shit that would change so much that I have to just let go and stop being so reluctant to let go of. You know, like even like the tapestries and shit. Like I was so reluctant to it that hold on one second. I was just so reluctant to let go of that shit that you know what I'm saying? It was something stupid too. Like I switched up my background so much. And the reality is I should have seen it. I should have understood that like when I had like the blanket and the bomber background, like when I first started, like none of that shit is like weed related. You know what I'm saying? But it was cool. It was eye catching. People remember that shit. And I was growing crazy, you know what I'm saying? And then once I put the weed background up and I made my channel so weed focused, the tide shifted. And I was so reluctant to be like, oh, it's all right, you know, I'm gonna still do me, I'm gonna fucking win and blah, 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 blah. Not realizing that YouTube had already made up their mind. It wasn't a debate. It wasn't no question. It was no argument. They've already made up their mind. They was already like, nah, nigga, sorry. You thought, pimping. You thought that was gonna happen. You thought you was gonna win on this motherfucking platform doing it your way. You thought, but that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't even have to say that shit. They didn't even have to say it. I just had to learn it. It was just I was gonna continue to bump my head until I realized like, okay, YouTube, you win. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it was. Like YouTube will beat you down until you basically say, all right, I will play by the fucking rules. Because if you don't play by the fucking rules, they will not help you. And you will not win on YouTube if YouTube is not helping you. Like, let's just be real. You will not win on YouTube if YouTube is not helping you. Understand that shit. For anybody who's doing a YouTube channel, I'm telling you from my own fucking personal life lesson, just play by the rules. The rules are there for a reason. It's like laws. You know what I'm saying? You don't just go out and break laws because you don't want the repercussions of having to deal with, you know, going to jail or get to whatever the case may be. Well, these are like YouTube laws. If you don't play by the rules and laws, well, you ain't gonna see ads on your videos, which means you're not making ad revenue, which then means you're not being pushed in the algorithm because you're not making motherfucking YouTube money, right? Which means if you ain't making YouTube money, they really don't care about your ass. You really getting pushed off to the side. And at that point, you find yourself in my position where I was really frustrated. I was ready to quit. I was ready to be like, fuck this shit, I'm done. I got other stuff going on I could do. But I've come too far to do that. You know what I'm saying? I've come too far for real to do that. So the only logical thing to do is the only thing that I've refused to do. That's it. The only thing that I refuse to do is play by the rules. I've yet to do that. So we're going to see how this goes. We're going to see what playing by the rules does. So wish me luck. But I'm assuming that playing by the rules is going to be a lot more beneficial than not playing by the rules. You did? I think we can all agree there. I think we can all agree there. You play by the rules, you know, you get a little bit further. You know what I'm saying? You get a little bit farther. Yeah. Yeah. Back to, you know, Live Shack. You got to play by the rules. And he's been playing by the rules very well for a long time. And you got to understand, too, the rules change in YouTube. I think that's the other thing that we got to harp on. Rules change in YouTube. As you grow, the rules grow and broaden, or not even broaden, they tighten up. The rules are real broad, and you kind of have a lot more range. Hold on. Come here, Chief. Come on. You got a lot more range to do stuff when you're smaller. when you get bigger, the rules start to tighten up. The rules tighten up on your ass. It's not so much gray area left in that motherfucker. It's a lot more black and white. You know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to make this shit racial or nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We're talking more like, you know what I'm saying, newspaper, you know, black and white. You dig what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? You know, when you get to a certain point, you got to start the rules as if it's just yes or no. There's no or. It's not even yes or no. It's yes, no. You know what I'm saying? There's not an or. That's the gray area situation that you get. That's that little gray area, little grace period. You know what I'm saying? That all of us smaller YouTubers understand and experience when we first starting. You know what I'm saying? When we're just throwing shit at a wall and seeing what sticks. And you know what I'm saying? You all know what I'm talking about, especially the YouTubers. You have a gray area to kind of work with. The rules aren't so much against you. You know what I'm saying? Chick, knock it off. The rules aren't so much against you because you're not really monetized yet. And even once you get into that early stage, chick, knock it off, boy. Even when you get into that early stage of here, chew on your ball of monetization, whatever, however you say that. you kind of get, you know what I'm saying? You got some wiggle room, bro. But then you get to my point, and it's very clear. It's very clear. That's the reality. When you've reached, I feel like once you hit that 25 to 30,000 mark, I'll say 25. I feel like that's like most people's like big first milestone is hitting like, oh, we can just say 10. I think you start being aware of it around 10,000. You know what I'm saying? From like 10,000 to that 25,000 mark, you got to start thinking what you about to do. You got to start thinking about, like, for real, the lane, the approach, like all the rules and how you're going to abide by them, making sure that nothing that you're doing is breaking a rule. You just got to be dotting all the I's, crossing all the T's. Do you dig what I'm saying? So that you get to that point of, you know, 25,000, 10,000 to 25,000, and you're just like, already in a positive way. You dig what I'm saying? Hello? That was nothing. Nothing yet. Still typing it. Why you say uh-oh? It ain't gonna be nothing like that, but I really weird. Why are you smiling and laughing about it? Like you're getting off on it. It ain't about hating nobody. Why? I'm not doing that. I'll text it to you after I send it. Yeah. No? Hello. All right. I'll call you in a little bit. Call me on break. Why did you leave? All right. All right, bye-bye. Yeah. It's real life shit. But I need to go ahead and get some shit done. I need to clean my house. I need to text some people back and do some other work. And I need to try to record today. Oh, I need to do reactions too. I got a lot of shit to do today. I got a very productive conversation. That wasn't a productive call, but a good conversation. feel like y'all understand where I'm at now. You know, I'm definitely in just a different mindset now, like a different headspace. Just trying to approach YouTube differently. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to approach it differently is all. But I love y'all. There's no me without you. Always remember to live life high. Honest, tell you, genuine, humble, accepting, and be like, God damn it, I'm sexy. Ask me that way. Yeah, you can send that shit to me, Bacon. I'll catch y'all later.